Hey everyone, this is Scott from the Forgot to Grow podcast. Welcome to our Halloween 2018 movie review. I just got back from seeing it in theaters, and I just want to share my thoughts, which are, I liked it. I'm not the biggest horror film guy, but I saw the trailer for this a few months ago, and I was pretty intrigued about the way they were going about this in particular one, and I thought they did a pretty good job of handling it. The fact that this was a sequel to just the first, and that they're ignoring the 4 or 5 other sequels that had already been in the franchise. They were just ignoring that, going back to the original and telling a story based off of that. I'm a big fan of telling stories 40 years later, I think is what it was. Yeah, 40 years since the first one, 30, 40 years since the first one. So I was really excited for this. And I was curious because I have always known the Halloween movie and generally the story. To be honest, as a kid, I used to get Michael and Jason mixed up. I used to get their backstories mixed up. I couldn't remember which one drowned in a lake and which one was just a psycho. Turns out they're both psychos, but Jason's the one that drowned in a lake. But anyways, so I was really curious about this one because I hadn't seen the original yet, but I knew the story, if that makes sense. I already know what happens in the original, and I know, the cliches that go along with Michael. But I was curious to check out how this connected in, and I've enjoyed it. It was a shorter one, which... bless their hearts. I can't sit through too long of a horror film because I have a very timid heart. I can only handle so many jump scares, so much suspense. I can only be on the edge of my seat for so long. My heart can't handle these things. But this one, Halloween 2018, was great. I really enjoyed the pacing of it. The look of it was really cool too. It had this kind of feel like it was made in the kind of 80s, 90s, but still with the updated kind of technology we have today. It still looked like a new movie, but with kind of like the aesthetic, or not the aesthetic because it still takes place in modern day, but kind of like the feel. Like the main thing I'm talking about is like the opening credits. The opening credits, I swear, I don't know if it's straight out of the original Halloween movie or if it's like similar, but it looked just so much like a opening sequence from a 70s, 80s horror film, and I really liked that feel to it. I liked that the whole movie they didn't give it like a tech kind of feel, it didn't revolve around, like you couldn't tell that it was necessarily happening in 2018, other than the fact that it's just like, yeah, this is modern day looking stuff, but they don't focus in on like, oh, she could use all this crazy fancy technology to protect herself. They kind of keep a little bit more, bread and butter. She just got a bunch of guns and she just shoots some shit. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. They did a really great job with the suspense throughout this film. And one of the things I really liked about it is, as the audience, you get to see a little more than obviously a lot of the victims do in the movie, and that kind of creates a little bit more of the suspense where you're just like, turn around, run, he's right behind, don't go into that room, but they don't know that, but you know that. So I really like that little aspect that they kind of show you see a lot more of Michael than the victims end up do because they end up dying. But I really like that because that builds that suspense. You're just sitting there like, no, don't go into the backyard. Don't go into the backyard. Oh, no, you went in the backyard. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed this. It was pretty good. Like I said, I'm not the biggest horror film guy, but I'm trying to get a little more into them. And this one was really another one of those good fortes into it. And I enjoyed it. Yeah, so I wrote down a few of the things that I liked about what I have. I already talked about the style. I talked about how I like the build-up, the steady kind of suspense build-up throughout the film, and leading up to the final climax, obviously, which I really enjoyed the way they handled that situation as well. It didn't seem like too contrived. It felt like this made sense for the story. It all kind of made sense, and I really enjoyed that for the part of the movie. I was a little annoyed with some of the characters. Everybody was giving her, what's her name? I think it was Lori. Is it Lori? Damn it. The main character, the chick, not Michael, the girl, the elderly woman. Jamie Lee Curtis, thank you, Scott. Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis' character, I can't remember if it's Lori, her name or not. I'm terrible with names. But yeah, her character, like her daughter and granddaughter, and everyone's just like, you need to chill and let go of this Michael stuff. And I'm just like, I'm on her side a little bit. I'm like, y'all weren't there. I didn't even see the first movie, and I'm on her side. Yeah, you want to learn how to shoot a gun. You want to know how to protect yourself. So the fact that everyone was kind of, giving her such a hard time until, the stuff starts going down in the movie, kind of annoyed me a little bit, but it also kind of made sense in the story, I guess. Like, if you hadn't gone through what she went through, you can't really understand, right? If it's only these stories your mom always told you or your grandma always told you, you wouldn't have that same connection until that shit starts happening to you. And so I really enjoyed. It annoyed me, but I understand it. So it's kind of this weird feeling I got from that one. But what else do I have written down? Michael was Michael. Even though it's the first time I've actually seen him in a movie. Like I said, I don't think I've actually seen any of the Halloweens before. But he was very much all the prototypes. Archetypes of what his character are, like all the different things. Michael's Michael in this, and so I really enjoyed that aspect of it, and it was pretty interesting. I really liked that. What else do I have written down? Oh, this is maybe a little spoilers, so warning if you haven't seen the movie, but there ends up being no male survivors. I don't know if that's 100% true, but I think it's true. I think they kill off all the dudes in this movie, but I can't remember because I'm not 100% sure. I've only seen it once, but I did make that slight observation that I thought was a little interesting, little change. But yeah, and then the ending, I don't want to spoil it, that part, but I really enjoyed the way it ended. And yeah, I don't want to spoil anything or give any too much away. But overall, I did enjoy this movie. I'm not going to give it a rating, to be honest. I'm not really that kind of guy. But yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I'd probably recommend it if you've seen any of the Halloween movies, or if you're just a general horror fan, or if you're just a fan of a good time at the movies, a little bit of scare. If you do not like being scared at the movies, you probably you could maybe handle this one, but probably not for you. But yeah, that's my general thoughts about the Halloween 2018 movie. What were your guys' thoughts on the movie? If you've seen it, let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today, and have a good one.